High performers are making a serious mistake right now with AI. They're optimizing speed, but they're not necessarily optimizing direction. And speed without direction doesn't create success. It amplifies mediocrity. Let me explain a minute. Everybody is racing out of the start gates to use AI. It's more tools, more automation, more content, more output. And high performers love this. High performers, if you're one of them, you love learning, you love skilling up. But, even though you love momentum and love progress and love the efficiency and, you love moving towards something better or new, here's the danger. If you're unclear of where you're going, AI is just going to get you there faster, right? Faster in the wrong direction is still the wrong direction. AI is a multiplier. AI is like gasoline, right? And you know what? It doesn't create clarity. AI does not create clarity. It multiplies whatever clarity you already have right now. And if you're clear, guess what? Awesome. It'll accelerate you. If you're scattered and all over the place, it's going to amplify that chaos. If you're insecure, it'll magnify and amplify comparison. If you're unfocused, it'll amplify and encourage more distraction. Productivity without clarity equals amplified mediocrity. Let that sink in for a minute. Maybe I'm talking to you, maybe I'm not. Either way, maybe you know someone who right now is, thinking they should move faster. Let's go faster. Hold on a second here. As a high performer, our job is to perform over standard norms consistently over the long term by employing the habits and practices that science has now discovered as being in the top 10% of every industry. Just because you move faster doesn't mean you're going to win. This isn't about speed. This is about precision. And do you know exactly who you serve right now, or maybe you'd like to serve? You know, do you know who your core offer is for? Do you know the one outcome that matters this quarter for you? Right? We're coming towards the end of the first month in Q1, or the second month in Q1, and I'm wondering, like, have you attained the goal you had set out in the new year for? Because if not, if you don't know what your goal is, you don't know what your outcome is that you're working towards, guess what? You're gonna just create noise. You're just gonna be lost in the scattered thoughts. And so here's the thing. Let's shift this right now. Let's go a little deeper. This isn't about technology. This isn't about anything except your identity. Who are you and who you're going to be? Are you building from clarity, or are you building from pressure, fear of missing out, fear of feeling like you're going to be left behind? Do the inner work. The outer work will present itself. Are you integrating AI because it fits your strategy, because it complements and helps you with your core offer and those that you serve? Or are you FOMOing around, fear of missing out, being left behind? High performers, they work on the ability to not be reactive. They focus on becoming response ready. They choose deliberately. Direction first, speed second. Because imagine you're going down the wrong road. Well, if you're going down the wrong road and you pick up speed, like, that's not necessarily going to work out well. All right? Here we go. Before you go ahead and double down on AI, I want to ask you to ask yourself this. A couple things. What is the one objective right now that truly matters? Number one, what is the one objective that truly matters right now? Number two, what does success actually look like for me in this objective in question number one? Right? So what does success look like for you? And as Earl Nightingale said, success is the realization of a worthwhile or ideal or ordeal in some cases. But, what does that look like? And then lastly, where am I moving too fast to avoid slowing down and thinking? Because sometimes when you got to slow down, then you gotta face maybe a couple of challenges or opportunities. Get calm, get clear, When we got that direction down, then we accelerate forward. Here's the thing, like AI isn't dangerous. It is exciting, right? But when you have a misalignment in your ambition, that could become dangerous. That could become frustrating, overwhelming. And maybe right now you can't afford any more overwhelm. Maybe you're already fatigued or frustrated, or maybe you got that fear creeping in because you heard something from someone or you're watching the news and you're feeling like I don't know if I can figure that one out, or I'm worried about what's happening or coming. High performers don't just decide to move fast. They move precisely and they do it with intentionality. That is clarity. So as we move forward, here at Ascent HQ, we help you define who you want to be. Who do you need to be right now and into the future? Because that's what matters, right? Let AI be the propellant or the gasoline, the fuel, the accelerant. Move precisely. Master your inner world. Then start applying the tools once you understand what your objective is and you know what success would look like in its incremental steps forward. Because if you want to win, you've really got to honor the direction that you're headed in and be honest on whether or not it's the direction you want to continue on. And it's okay to pull over to the side of the road. My wife and I here at Absolute Ascent, we've done that many times. In fact, it's alignment. It's checking in. Hey, let's see if the GPS is tuned in, or is this map correct? Is it up to date? Is it up to date based on our beliefs and our values and what we are, finding important right now? Direction is everything. Direction is where we start with the erecting. Speed is second. Always focus on mastery, because if you're a high performer who wants to integrate AI without losing themselves in the process, maybe you've already lost yourself and you want to get back to being a high performer again, great. Click below, subscribe to this video, because as a high performer, our job is to show up for ourselves, be a better version, have that new intentionality on that identity that you've been waiting to pursue and now realize it's time to pursue it. How are you showing up around others that you serve or that you support at home or within your, community or your tribe? Because as you move in these intentional spaces, then you're going to find, hey, I want to redefine my success. I want to know who I'm serving and what I'm serving them for. What am I delivering them? Because if we can define this with more precision, then bring up the speed, well, you'll find that you just simply drill a little deeper. And so on this note, I'm Andrew here at the Ascent HQ. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.